How's it going, everyone? Glenn here. Let me just jump on to tonight. Let's see what's going down. I'm gonna do a quick breakdown for you all. Um, I know Reed has been blowing it up on the New York session, but here I am representing the London session. So let's see here. Let me jump on to this. I share this dashboard. All right, so we got M and Q here. We had a nice, clean, strong close at, oh, wrong one. I'm using Trend Spider here, 835 level, and then we had a gap down, gappy gap down on the open, 719. That is a 115 point gap move here. My regime filter on this 1 hour is saying it's mean reverting right now. Volume's a little high here. But what I'm anticipating, like these past, let's look at this, December 10th, we had these big range, and this level that the market keeps touching, 867. If I pull up a heat map, look at that liquidity up here. Big red. Okay. We touched that 4 times, right? Let me go and just highlight it for you all. One, the first time, December 5th, December 8th, and then December 10. And then we touched it December 11th. And so what I'm thinking, it's going to break through. We want to see a eventual, let's see, breakout long. All right, the bulls might come through. We could see a push if I draw just a level of what that looks like. We might get some chop in here. It's whatever, Just play this recent range and then shoot up, Who knows? I don't predict, but I'm trading the charts. I do have a long position here opened up. This is not financial advice. This is strictly education for you folks, entertainment. Entered a long, let me see it, maybe 700. I do have quite a big of a stop loss. So that's coming in. It's my outlook for NQ. Go back here. Let's look on the daily for the heat map. You can see a lot of the big orders. This one got filled on the 21st, kind of called a pivot reversal there. And it's just been hovering for the past 6 days, past week, within the smaller range between 867 and, we got a big dip at 400, but because of rate cut. But heat map is showing that we could just be possibly going up. I could be wrong. We could just come back down. Of course, you want to plan for the worst case scenario here and come back down to 641. That could be a possibility too. But my whole idea was look for the price close. That tells a lot. And so because of today's market close, we closed at on the daily 835. And so that gives you good confirmation, the pass. Um, let's see, higher than 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6. So the past 26 days, we got a higher close. Okay. To keep it simple terms, this is how like the turtle traders traded 20-day breakout, Donchian, go long, plain and simple. So we have a confirmation for the bulls to go long here, but because that confirmation and the other thing too, like if we zoom in on that day after the Fed rate cut, it was such a big volatile day. We still ended up closing higher, even though the bears tried to pull it down. There's such a big range. We have 870 all the way down to 386. And that was it's a big range. It's a big range. Let me just put away this heat map. It gets a little messy. So that's a big range. But for it to close stronger, but we do have this big gap down. So it's weird. But, for the past, I'm anticipating the gap to fill and then even close higher. Like I said, 4 touches on this. I'm going to go paste this in our Discord right now. Well, I could do that after. Let's go to the next market, gold, MGC. Oh, by the way, for indices, rollover, the contract expires on the 19th. And so don't forget about that. Gonna roll over next week. So that's that. Gold has been going. I have a long position in gold as well. Just open that up. Somewhere along the lines of what this position looks like. What I like with gold, and if you look at silver too, it's an all-time high breakout. It's ridiculous. So we had a recent high of 42.68, and then we had a brief close above on December 5th, a failed breakout. Okay, and this is my deal, guys. I like this compression or consolidating sideways action. Look at that. This thing even lasted a little longer. If you go back, you could extend it, even back here. That could be a good point. But it's been staying in the 70 point-ish range since the end of November, which is this is a good, nice consolidation. Especially, this is on the hour, but if it's a daily compression too, if you look at consolidation, you have a little bit. It's not too much, but on the daily, just look at it. Higher lows. We have a low here, and then we have the next higher low here, and then another higher low here. And price is starting to break out. Nice confirmation close on the end of today's trading day. And sure enough, I open up a position long to go here. My bot has signaled me to go long too, so I am just following the rules. I wish I got in long at 5 a.m. this morning at 470 or 42.70. That would have been sweet, but missed that because I like sleep, and entered in this consolidation when I think, which is fine because I'm going for the momentum play here, the bigger play, the bigger move. Momentum's on my side, and so that's what I'm going with. And so if you pull up the heat map on this, of course it's not going to show much up top, but you can see that it's just, we have big orders here, but we also have orders up here that need to get absorbed and stuff too. So we'll see how this one plays out. I like it. I like this trade. Gold has been performing for me all year. It's not a perfect track record, but like for ones that move the needle, gold has been the trades. Let's look at Ethereum on the bigger time frames here. I did get stopped out. I had a long position on the 4 hour to go long at 3,200 on this nice bar breakout. Let's see. Stop loss was at 3,000. So it did go up a little, but ultimately what took me out was I think the ATR stop or time base. I think it was time base I had. Let me see. Yeah, right here, my 3 ATR was my stop. I got stopped out. We peaked up at 34.61, and then we had a 300-point drop. That's just the name of the game, folks. ATR is up there. If we pull it up, you can see peaked up. This is just a 7-day. Let me pull up the my 21. Anyway, it's not there. So Ethereum, it could be forming another. I'm just gonna wait for another confirmation. This one just got stopped out at the ATR, my ATR stop. So that's a wash. I mean, that's a small loss. Wait there. Also trading forward contracts for this particular market. I do like what I'm seeing. We have an established low, and then we have another higher low, and then same thing, higher low, higher highs, higher low. Simple. What do you call it? Price action. But I like that, we had a strong breakout on December 9th, nice strong close. And so that's going to be a good indication. But yeah, like I said, I got stopped out. So I'll wait for the next breakout, 3,400 maybe around there. That'll be the next one. Let's see, ES. Same but different as NQ. Now, I want to see what the gap down look like. We did not have a crazy gap down like NQ. Look at our gap down here on ES, MES. Let's see. So from the close to the open, 13 points. Come on. That's nothing, right? Let me delete that. So ES is strong, showing more strength than NQ right now as far as that gap down close. So, if you're trying to go long, I mean, ES is more looking like a more favorable technical type of approach here, because it's not as a drastic drop down, less volatility here. So if I take out my ATR stop, but this is just a daily VWAP, so it always resets at market opening back up. So that's 1 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. And we have just been hovering around the daily VWAP, but holding, we have this recent close in 1900, 7 p.m. and we're holding it. So I'm anticipating it to close this gap, push up again. Now it didn't have that 4 touch move as NQ did. Rather, it had this level right here, 2 touch, the 6,900 level. We touched it twice on the 5th. On the 10th, we tried to, the bulls tried to break it, but just failed miserably because of the rate cut. And then, let me see, that was a 100-point drop. Recovered, strong close. Now, we could say this is the start of Santa rally, guys. We'll see. If you look back the past few years, around this time, Santa rally indices go long. For whatever reason, they nicknamed it Santa rally. It's just coincidentally with the holiday season. ES, it's looking good. Like I said, rollover is going to be coming through the, what do you call, next week. So a lot of contracts are going to be shifting over to the March contract. And so we could see a push. I mean, the pricing is going to change because of the contract rollover, but just overall price action, like this is shaping up to be a nice bullish move. And like I said, it could be, I could be wrong. Go the other way. Heat map is showing something different. Nice amount of orders, just dragging it up here. A little bit less busy down here. Okay, so that's a good indication. And we got some steady orders here, but more action, I think, is going to be dragging up. We'll see. Heat map's not a predictor, is what it is. Um, let's see what other trade. Natural gas. Let's look at natural gas. Wow, big short. I got eaten up on oil this past week by this short. Let's look at the 5 minute. Took some losses from my bot right here. Took two losses. Well, three. I was going short up here. There's some volatility before the New York close. Got stopped out and then recovered a little bit with his small win and then re-entered here. Long, stopped out, long, and I was just catching a falling knife. So that happens, guys. That's it saying, don't ever catch a falling knife. Close my charts, done for the day, let the market, you could reset. You have to set rules for yourself, set rules for your system, and just follow it. I didn't over risk. I followed the rules. Every a real trading system will have the ups and downs. They will have the what do you call, drawdown periods. Okay, you can never, like, that's just the reality of trading. You're gonna have drawdown periods. It's just a matter of staying in the game, right? And so you want to be around to trade the next trade. And so that's what it's about. It's about capital preservation, and that's what you guys want to focus on here, especially in the last month of trading. You don't want to try to force your way, and try to recover your losses from the year. It is what it is. Like, if you're going to have a losing year, like, you got to figure out how to improve the next year. Don't stay in the losing year. It's going to suck. But if you look at the track records, verified track records of many funds, they will have losing years, plain and simple. I know buy and hold probably would have worked this year for ES or the indices. If you buy and hold the S&P, the SPY, right? That's fine, But if you're an active manager of funds, look at that. Crazy. You would have had a nasty drawdown from February to April, but then it did end up higher. So we started the SPY here around the 589, right? And we're trading 100 up, 689 currently. But if you didn't know that you had to withstand this drawdown, 131, so 21% of your funds or more went went down, but it did recover. And so that's the reality of trading. And then we have a shorter term drawdown back in October, and it bottomed at November 21. So about a month of drawdown. Drawdowns are part of the game. And hold, same thing. Like, you're gonna find, that's the name of the game right now. The two trades I only have is the MGC, M&Q. I don't see any other current play right now. I don't have any active bots giving me signals yet. So I'll wait. Usually we'll see how gold shapes up for one of the strategies that we trade. But nothing in intermediate. It's just choppy right now. So we'll see how this one plays out. I'll be watching it. I want to see it trade above the VWAP, but I want to see it pull back a little bit, get a nice close, maybe the 304 section area, right? And then we'll do a short-term trade, enter long. So we'll see how this one plays out. Nothing actively playing out right now. Same for oil. I want to see price come down underneath the VWAP, and then we might get a play there. Because overall, it's been trending up or holding this position. It's pivoting. You can clearly see that this is a daily VWAP, and we got a nice close at 9:30 a.m. this morning from the lows. So 5,700 on the dot. And then within, let me see, from 6 till 3 hours, 3.5 hours, we did have a close. The bulls came in, cleared above this recent high of 57.83. And before the close of the New York session, we finally got a close here, and it's just been lighter volume. But we'll see how this one plays out. Oil, gold, watch list, NQ, ES is much cleaner right now because of the gap that it hasn't been a crazy gap down. Peaked at 28, low of about 30 points. 28, yeah. So it's nothing crazy. ATR showing we're not spiking up. I mean, we had a small spike on the close, but it's been steady. The noise, the volatility went away. So, volatility is good and bad. It's a double-edged sword. You can make a lot of money quickly, or you can lose a lot of money quickly. So that's the challenge with volatility. As you could see, ATR just kind of moving up here. You could see that the moves, like you had a peak of 75, and then boom, almost 40 points down, and right away, this is a 5-minute chart. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And within an hour, you get a nice big reversal like that. And then ultimately comes back down again, and then it pushes up. So you could see the sizing difference in the candles too, compared to how it is now. Very calm, chill, lower volume, waiting for the London Open till compared to earlier the New York Open here. I think Reed was able to capitalize on some of these moves here with his system, which is great. So me being patient, just waiting. Tomorrow's we're pretty much trading into Friday's session. So I don't know if there's any news. Let me go do a quick search. I usually post it in our Discord. Unemployment 3. Oh no, they were done. No news. No high impact news at least. So that's something good to watch out for. Right now, yeah, MNQ swing long, MGC swing long, and we're just gonna let it ride, folks. Let's let it ride into the weekend. Most likely, I'm going with the momentum here, going with the overall bigger play. And then I'll be patient for the intraday plays as they come. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching.